My husband and I got married last May, and one of the biggest decisions that we had to make was picking a DJ. And we decided to go with Neon Nights, and it was the best decision we ever made. From the beginning when we walked into the ceremony till the very end of the evening, we just felt like celebrities the whole time. It was all about us. They kept everybody on the dance floor the whole time. Everything ran smoothly. Every event that happened was right on time, and it was everything that we had ever asked for.
Being a professional DJ by trade at WKLM 95.3 in Millersburg, I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what I'm looking for when it comes to selecting a DJ. My wife and I were looking at several different DJs, and it was really an easy selection when it came to choosing Neon Nights. They had the background, the experience. They really helped us in the planning phase, laying everything out for us and describing, what would be a suggestion that they might have for selections of music at different times throughout the reception. And like I said, I have a good idea of what a good DJ possesses. There were qualities we were looking for in a DJ, and Neon Nights pretty much fit that to a T.
When my husband and I were searching for a DJ, we immediately fell in love with Neon Nights. They were exactly what we were looking for. Right from the beginning, I had tons of questions, as any bride would, and they answered everything for me right away, right up front.
I was really impressed by how much time Neon Nights spent in coordinating the wedding. They listened to my concerns, and they helped me to make hard decisions that I wouldn't be able to make on my own.
We worked with Rick on 3 separate occasions to make sure that everything ran smoothly. He had quite a few suggestions on how to do this so that the evening went very well. We had people from the ages, friends and family from the ages of 7 to 90 that were there, and everybody had a great time.
We had contacted a number of different DJs before we picked Neon Nights, and we definitely went with Neon Nights because when we contacted the others, we didn't hardly get any information. And the first time I talked to Neon Nights, they walked us through the whole ceremony of the reception, and they customized everything for us, from what songs were going to be played to the timing of everything, and it just went perfect.
Also, throughout the night, I was incredibly impressed due to the guests that we had. I wasn't too sure were going to be very active, but some of the songs that Neon Nights was able to play, they got our guests up and dancing, and everybody just seemed to have an excellent night, and turned out to make our reception perfect.
My major concern was that because it was a rainy day, that the DJ would not be able to connect with the guests at my wedding, and that everyone was going to leave. But Neon Nights did a fantastic job at keeping everyone energized and ready to go. They were just a part of the reception, and it turned out to be a wonderful evening.
We had such a great time at our wedding reception, and I know a lot of our guests did too, because one of my close friends booked Neon Nights for her wedding. My brother-in-law wanted to book Neon Nights, but unfortunately they were already booked, which isn't surprising. And I just know that all of our guests agreed with us that Neon Nights was definitely the best way to go for our reception, and they enjoyed Neon Nights as much as we did.
In fact, it was such a good job that he did for us that we ended up having people come up to us a year later, still talking to us about the party, what a quality event that it really was.
So by the time we got to the reception, after all the planning and everything for the wedding, the reception was a time for us to have fun. And Neon Nights took care of everything. There was no running back and forth. Everything was taken care of. And so the only thing I had to worry about was enjoying my reception with my family, my friends, my new husband, and that's exactly what we did. Neon Nights was able to allow us to just enjoy ourselves.
Neon Nights was also able to help us avoid major catastrophes. For example, when we couldn't find the toss-away bouquet for the bridal toss, they were able to keep the crowd entertained while we were able to locate that, and it turned out to be pretty awesome.
For Neon Nights, I feel like that they did a really professional job of playing the music that fit the necessity at the wedding reception. They played the soft music when people were eating their food, were just wanting to relax and talk, and they weren't being overrun by the music. And then when people wanted to get out and dance, I felt like Neon Nights did a nice job of finding some fun songs and relating well to the guests at our weddings.
The songs that they picked some of them were just wild and well received by my guests, and we would definitely pick them again if we had to do it over.
They were able to locate some very old songs that I had requested for my wedding, which turned out to be wonderful.
What my husband and I liked about Neon Nights was that they not only could find the music that we wanted, but they could also create a video montage which was made up of a number of snapshots that my husband and I picked from the beginning of our life till the present time. It included family and friends, and this was shown at the beginning of our party, which was so much fun.
In 2003, my oldest boy was getting married, and we needed somebody to obviously film the wedding and the reception. And what I did was to simply, not knowing anybody, look in the phone book, and I saw a pro audio video, and I called and met Rick. And I must tell you, I was very pleased with what happened. He filmed our wedding or the reception, and everything we asked him to do, he did without question. So much so that last year, my youngest son got married, and again, we called Rick, and he came and took care of everything for us. And this time, we even did the memories with the pictures of the kids, and it was spectacular. We were very pleased, and would highly recommend Rick and Pro Audio Video to anyone.
When we started looking for DJs, we had come across quite a few that were rather expensive. And then when we got a hold of Neon Nights, their pricing was great. We were able to, it was affordable. My parents were able to help us because the price was reasonable. And we ended up being very pleased and having a great time.
After our wedding reception, we learned a lot about DJs and what makes a good DJ, and we learned it's not all about the fancy lights and the exact song that you pick and the music, but it's about how the DJ interacts with your group, and Neon Nights just did a great job, and we couldn't have asked for a better DJ, and everything just went really smoothly.